This Slosher is a medium weight Slosher class weapon, obviously. This is the painting pattern. Pretty similar to Stray Slosher, except not quite as wide, but longer range. Actually has quite some range here. Makes it actually quite decent against the timing is still like somewhat strict, like you have to hit all 3 shots and you do not have time for a fast pretty much ever. Yeah, this can of course, just like the Stray Slosher, are pretty much like most Sloshers honestly, can hit multiple targets at the same time. Something that is unique to this is you can also do this, like you can flick the slush and like things in a wider angle with that. There are 2 cases where that is useful. One case is a lot of lasers at point blank that are small enough that they actually die to that. The other case is you're standing on top of a fish stick, then you can also do that. You'll kill them a lot faster than when you're just looking at them normally. However, you can also just stand under the fish sticks and then do this. I'm not really clear which is faster or anything. I mean, probably staying down there is faster, because having to climb is a bit slow. And you have options there. Anyway, about this weapon, it's pretty much dedicated support, if you will. What it's good at is hitting multiple lasers at the same time. So yeah, this really does only deal 100 damage. It's pretty much the lowest single target DPS that is in the whole game. I believe it's actually that. But real quick. Prepare it here. Yeah, it's 200 flat. If I remember that correctly. Let me 2 slashes per second. Need 2 seconds to kill a coax. Well, you know what you always wanna do is chances are there'll be multiple coax above them. Should be hitting multiple, and because that makes your effective DPS higher. That's 200. The HP bosses would be best if you can fight them like 500. Okay, maybe you can snipe some lets sometime. Sounds like a really nice thing to do on a map like Bay in particular. But I will get stalled on the side of the boat often, and just hitting over them is easy. The scrappers are basically even worse than big shots, if you will, like yes, 100 HP less. If we're counting armor plus body. However, the timing is actually much stricter, whereas with a big shot, and yeah, you kinda really don't wanna fight it. You can do it like over 2 seconds just fine while hitting other things in the meantime too. But yeah, still ideally another team member goes for the big shots, period. Because this is pretty much the worst weapon to do it otherwise. Bristlers, similar issue, 900 HP, takes way too long. Try to kill with the torp if at all possible. Definitely deal with the torps. If you have range here, one-shotting the torp. No way to fail that. Even if you are on high ground. The difference that Slosher has to PvP is doesn't have fall off in Salmon run. You can just hit things from high ground for 100 still. Which is also interesting on Bay again, like let's say we first spawn on one of the sides. What you can do is just stand up on the ship, then just rain down ink on theirs, where the Soldier boss killers can actually move in. Paris boss killing with this goes. Prioritize do that since they are one of the most important enemies anyway. They're not amazing against them, but fine. Can do fish sticks nicely enough. Well, I've explained how it works. For stingers, on the other hand, and awful, like you need the full 7 slashes, you cannot do double parchment against. Like, if you're there faster than anyone else, sure go ahead and kill that stinger. But otherwise you might as well consider bombs there. That. That should cover the buses. Let's talk about night waves. Let's talk about rush. You can do some decent filtering with that. Filtering is hitting chumps early to spawn more goldies faster. What you wanna do is get ahead of the team and stand at a bit of an off angle. Just roughly and let the stream like that. Over as a watching tank, of course. Not do this forever. And then some refilling cycles. Then gorillas, of course, their main job is to focus small frays. You can also assist with chip damage for getting the stun. You're not so much, you're just helping. Gorillas approaching. Still, this is not exactly a great weapon for small frays. I can hit multiple at the same time, but chances are it will actually not be hit them most of the time. But from teammates is appreciated still. The night waves. Ah yeah, Seeking. Let's talk about Seeking. Since this is the lowest DPS available, this is one of the rare weapons where I would actually not be mad if it completely ignores the Goldie. Because there's one thing that is definitely better to do with this. That is to make sure that lessers are never bothering people ever while they are shooting the Goldie. And that is something that can definitely come up quite a bit in this game. Quite a bit more than it did come up in Splatoon even. Focus on opening gushes and clearing lessers, and you'll define it Seeking, and throwing eggs as well, of course. Of course, Mud Mouse, Chum and Small Frays. For the ship, you're generally good to play whatever position is needed to play. That's it, cleaning up lessers. Decent enough there. Ironic how one of the worst, if not the worst, summon run weapon. Fully has a bit of a place in night waves, isn't all too shabby. Yeah, that is all about the Slosher.